Hey folks, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, well, unfortunately, I have some bad news to share and discuss with you all. By now, you've probably heard this already, but basically, the online services for the original Xbox 360 versions of all the Halo games, the classic Halo games, will be shut down by the end of the year 2021. So, probably around a year from now, as of this video being made. And by OG Xbox 360 Halo games, I'm referring to Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Halo 4, CE Anniversary, Spartan Assault, and Halo Wars 1. And yes, this affects the backwards compatible versions on Xbox One and Series X as well. Now, don't worry, there is still a little bit of good news with this, which I'll cover later in the video, so make sure to stick around for that. But for the moment, what does this news mean that the OG 360 games are being shut down? Well, essentially, come end of the year 2021, 343 will be shutting down much of the online functionality for those games, ranging from things like matchmaking to file share, and even player customization in some games. Now, 343 did release a chart here of what's still going to be supported in which games after they're shut down. So I'll let you take a look at it quickly while I cover some of the major changes. So, a little bit of good news first, not the main good news, but some small good news about this, is that most of the core functions of the game will still work, such as campaign, firefight, custom games, and forge. Even some online functionality will remain too, actually, such as campaign co-op and multiplayer on custom games and forge. So, at least that much will still work. However, what won't work anymore is pretty much the whole matchmaking service for most of the games. Now, matchmaking will continue to function on Halo Wars and Spartan Assault, however, but for games like Halo 3, Halo Reach, and so on, you will no longer be able to search in matchmaking anymore at all. Now, the next online service to go as a result of the shutdown is file shares. Right now, you're still able to upload and download content to and from file shares. Maps, game types, screenshots, and theater clips are all still able to be shared that way. But when the shutdown happens, the file share will cease to function completely. There will be no more uploading and no more downloading of game content. So make sure any content you want to save and preserve is downloaded locally to your Xbox 360 or Xbox One before the end of the year 2021. Also, if you want to transfer some of that content to MCC, I do have a tutorial for that as well. But of course, that all requires you to make sure you download whatever file share content you want to save first before it's gone forever. So, like I said, if you do want to transfer content to MCC, then make sure you check out that tutorial. Now, this next one isn't as big as the other features, but your Halo service records will also be shutting down in a couple of the Halo games. The only Halo games it will really affect is Halo Reach and 4. Your service records on Halo 3 and ODST will be fine though, apparently, and continue to work, it seems. So basically, your gameplay history, stuff like that, will be lost and inaccessible on Reach and 4, but shouldn't change on Halo 3 and ODST, as far as I know. The next feature to be going away is arguably a much-loved feature in some Halo games, and that is the challenge system. Once this shuts down, Halo Reach and 4 will lose their entire challenge systems, so you will no longer be able to complete challenges to get XP or achievements. This doesn't affect any of the other Halo games though, since they never had a challenge system to begin with. Also, speaking of achievements, you'll still be able to unlock achievements in these games, but any achievements that required it to be matchmaking or through a challenge will no longer be obtainable as well. And another feature that will unfortunately stop working in some of the Halo games is player customization. The games I'm referring to is once again Halo Reach and Halo 4. Now, I'm not sure to what extent these features will be gone, but I highly doubt you'll completely lose the ability to customize your Spartan. What I believe it means is that you'll lose the ability to purchase or unlock new armors using the in-game credits. But with the armors you already have, you should be able to continue using them and customizing your Spartan or Elite. It might also be referring to other forms of player customization like service tags and clan tags, or changing your emblem. I don't really know for sure exactly what will stop functioning, but like I said, I doubt it'll be a total loss of that kind of functionality. So hopefully that will be clarified by 343 eventually, but for now it's just listed as player customization will stop functioning. Now the remaining features that will stop working are two pretty minor ones that you probably won't miss. The first one is the message of the day pop-up on Halo Reach. There hasn't really been any new messages of the day for Reach for many years, so like I said, you probably won't miss it or even notice that that feature is gone. And 343's chart only mentions it for Halo Reach, but I'm pretty sure the news update section on the main menu near the Bungie Favorites tab of Halo 3 and ODST will also cease to function as well. But they didn't explicitly say that, but I'm pretty sure that'll also be affected, since that's technically like a message of the day as well. And the last of these two features, of these two minor features that will be going away, is the Extras tab on the main menu of Halo 3 ODST. Like the Reach message of the day, the Extras tab of Halo 3 ODST hasn't been used for a very long time. It used to be used to give people access to the Halo Reach beta, and later on it was used to take people to trailers for upcoming Halo games. But that was all years ago, and it's a feature of the game that no one's going to miss or even notice it's gone. So that one I wouldn't worry about. But like I said, it's just a minor one in that case. So that about wraps it up for all the online features that will stop working once the shutdown of the services for the Xbox 360 Halo games is complete. But wait, there's more. If you're thinking that you want to buy these games, these OG Halo games digitally before they're pretty much gone for good, whether for your Xbox 360 or Xbox One, you won't be able to do that anymore either. Microsoft has already delisted these games as soon as they made the announcement, and these games are no longer on the Xbox store, and this is all part of the process of shutting down the online services. So if you don't already own the OG Halo games, well then you'll no longer be able to buy them anymore, at least digitally, at all. The only way to get them from now on is by buying disc copies of the games. Physical disc copies. In fact, they were so thorough with purging Halo games from the Xbox store that they even removed the demos for Halo Reach and Halo Wars. None of the games, none of the demos can be obtained through the store anymore. However, if you already did own any of these games or demos beforehand, you'll of course still be able to re-download them through your purchased games library. So don't worry about that. It's not like they're taking away your ownership of the games digitally, at least. You just won't be able to obtain them digitally anymore if you didn't already own them in the first place. Now, fortunately, all the free DLCs for the Halo games, such as all the map packs, those can still be obtained from the Xbox store, even if you didn't own them already. They're still listed up there, so at least those will still remain on the Xbox store for the time being. But I don't know for how long. I don't know if it'll be forever or for just some short amount of time after the services are shut down. So who knows? But try to claim everything now if you can. Just don't wait on that. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, this isn't all doom and gloom, and there might still be a bit of good news left, despite all this stuff shutting down. So even though matchmaking will be shut off for all the main OG Halo games, there may still be a way to continue experiencing Halo matchmaking on the Xbox 360, even after the shutdown. The answer to how that might be possible is actually through the Halo Reach demo. Earlier this year, I did a video showing that the Halo Reach demo still works today, and that all online functionality remains intact. And just a few months ago, I also did a live stream where, for one night, I did a game night to revive the population of the Halo Reach demo, because pretty much not a single person played it anymore at that point. And we actually got more than enough people to search matchmaking so that we could actually get matches and games going. Now, wouldn't this shutdown also affect the Halo Reach demo, you might ask? Well, not necessarily. So, matchmaking for the main Halo games works by downloading updated playlist, game type, and map info from the online services. Since those services will be shut down, matchmaking in Halo games will be unable to get any playlist data, and therefore won't have any idea what to search for in matchmaking, and that's why they'll stop working. However, thanks to GameCheat13 for bringing this to my attention, the Halo Reach demo's matchmaking system actually does not need to pull any updated playlist information from online services. Since the demo's matchmaking playlists are all fixed and never changed, Bungie baked in all the playlist information into the game's files. This means that hypothetically, matchmaking on the Halo Reach demo should still continue to function as is. The demo, of course, is just a small taste of what the full Halo Reach game has to offer, but for people who still only play on Xbox 360, at least the demo will still provide them a way to continue to experience Halo matchmaking online after the shutdown happens. But what about the demo being delisted from the Xbox store? How will people be able to download it when the time comes if they don't already own it? Well, fortunately, demos on the Xbox 360 don't require you to actually own it on your account for it to function. So there's no need to do any game sharing or license transfers or whatever people do to share digital games these days. Because back in the day, you used to be able to just copy game demos to memory cards and share them with your friends that way. Because it doesn't matter if their account owns it or not. Some demos even came on discs and magazines too for people to try out. So when the time comes, I'm sure there'll be tutorials for how to get the Halo Reach demo, even after it's been removed from the store. And I'll be sure to revisit that topic towards the end of 2021 as well. So yeah, we'll get back to that eventually, basically. And this whole thing with the matchmaking data being baked into the game, I suspect that's probably the case for why the Halo Wars 1 matchmaking also works. I don't think the playlist changed for that either. I could be wrong, Halo Wars 1 could be different, but it's listed as the matchmaking still being functional on that, so it must be still functional for a similar reason as the Halo Reach demo. That'll be my guess at least. But anyways, there you guys have it. That's the current situation with the OG Halo games on Xbox 360, and what will soon happen to them by the end of the year 2021. It's truly the end of an era, and very unfortunate that this has to happen, especially with the recent changes on MCC with Halo 3's armors. There won't be many ways to experience the classic look and feel of the OG Halo games matchmaking anymore after the 360 versions are shut down. Once the games are shut down, the only remaining option for the true classic look and feel of some Halo games like Halo 3 will be through the China version of Halo MCC. But even that version is not without its issues. And honestly, I'm quite disappointed these games need to be shut down like this. I can't imagine it costs Microsoft a lot of resources to keep these games going. I get that they'd prefer all the people remaining on these games to upgrade and migrate to MCC, but surely it couldn't have been that detrimental to have some people, still remain on the OG versions if they wish to do so. Not to mention, I have a feeling that after these OG Halo games are shut down, the entirety of Xbox Live for Xbox 360 and all backwards compatible games will soon follow after that. It'll kind of be like when Xbox Live for the OG Xbox was shut off back in 2011, I think. So sadly, I think Halo being shut down is just the start. But at the very least, for the time being, we'll still be able to continue playing these games normally until the end of the year 2021. And after that, hopefully the Halo Reach demo will continue to be playable and carry on the classic Halo matchmaking experience. So if anyone is also interested in preserving the classic Halo games, make sure you keep some disc copies around, as well as since these games have already been delisted from the Xbox stores on both the 360 and One, there'll be no other way to acquire them. So keep those disc copies, safe and stored well. Anyways, at least the news isn't all doom and gloom for this, but it is unfortunate that it's even happening because a great era of Xbox gaming will soon come to an end. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting. And as always, if you did, make sure to leave a like. I'd also like to hear all your thoughts and comments and opinions on this move by Microsoft in 343, so be sure to share those in the comments below. And aside from that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!